So today we got a pack done for the Colorado archery elk hunt. What we'll be doing is just unpacking this, which is already packed for overnights, but we'll have a base camp which we'll be able to restock, and we won't be away from the base camp for more than probably 2 days at a time if we even ever do go overnight somewhere else. I think I'll start right here with all the stuff this is the water reservoir, but I didn't really feel like filling it up right now. That was kind of dumb. Probably would have done that. So here's my clothes that I wear, I guess. We got just a lightweight long sleeve from Sitka, and then these are the Timberline pants. They got the knee and the butt reinforcements, waterproof, and just extra ripstop or whatever. And then I got I think these are the Stormfront gaiters from Sitka. I'll be wearing those because nobody likes water or pine needles and dirt inside your boots. That kind of sucks. So I got those, and I got this. This is a Springfield XD 45. I'll just be wearing it on my belt, just like a regular holster, which it can also fit. And this is the Badlands Bino XR Pro, I believe. The gun can also fit in that back pocket here, the back pocket. But more than likely I'll put my phone there and my gun on my hip. Sometimes it gets uncomfortable because the pack makes it rub a little bit. So I may just want to put my phone in my pocket and put the gun up here. That way it doesn't rub anything. For the bino harness, I got my rangefinder at the bottom, pouch, binos in the top. These are just some small, these are just 10 by 42 Vortex. This side pocket, I've got my Garmin inReach because there won't be any service, obviously, so I can text people and check weather and whatnot. This side pocket, I've got my wind indicator here and chapstick. You gotta have chapstick when you're at 10,000 feet. It's pretty dry and your lips get chapped and sunburnt, and that sucks. That is no fun. Oh, and then on the side here, this is the everything pouch from Badlands. The camera I'm recording this video with will go in here. That way I can film whatever. I don't have these strapped on right now, but Crocs. I love them. I don't think I'd ever go without them. A lot of people change their minds, a lot of people say differently, but you can put them on if you want to cross a river, don't want to get your boots soaked, and I always put them on at night. Just let my boots dry out because they're probably sweaty and maybe wet from rain or crossing a river. But these are just more comfortable at night to wear than a pair of boots. And you don't want to track mud everywhere if you're going from outside in. So basically this pack, I don't have food in here right now because I just didn't feel like putting it in there. I guess I could show kind of some of my food that I'll have. Maybe just like get out like a day's worth of food. So for breakfast, I could have one of these Honey Stinger waffle, energy waffles, yeah. One of those, and I've got like some granola bars and some protein bars or whatever for breakfast. Usually just quick. Sometimes oatmeal, but I'm not a huge fan of oatmeal, so especially not early in the morning. So sometimes if we leave early or whatever, then I can just eat one of these real quick on the go, or just real quick before we head out to hunt. And then for the lunch, I usually just go with whatever I can. Sometimes snack food, but I got these Vienna sausages, some like pulled pork in a package. This is some tuna, applewood smoked tuna. And then I got like these cheese and crackers, you know, bring one of them or whatever. So that's what like a day of food, this one will be one, and one. Oh yeah, and then for dinner, Mountain House. So I got like, I really like the biscuits and gravy one, but also lasagna and beef, stroganoff. I got a breakfast skillet, whatever. But that's like, this would be one day of food maybe. So I just basically grabbed a whole bunch and I just have a big pile. And so I'll just grab one day at a time. Last year I already pre-organized them and it just wasn't as good that way. I don't know. And then before I forget, my bow is a Matthews Z7. Nothing really too special about it. Just a pretty good shooting bow. Shot multiple deer with it, never an elk, but this might be the year, hopefully. This is the broadhead, which is a newer beast broadhead. I just have the aluminum ones because they're just cheaper, whatever. But, and 2.3 inch cut, but I have not got to use these yet. So we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do this season, but hopefully I get to also test those out on an elk. Alright, let's get into this here pack. On the side right here, this is where I keep these tent poles and stakes. They just fit right in there. And obviously I don't use a water bottle or anything, so these pockets are free. Because I just use the water reservoir. It's so much easier just to drink out of a straw that's right next to your face than having to dig out a water bottle every time. Now on the other side, I've got these trekking poles. I don't know, they're just super cheap. Just regular old aluminum or whatever trekking poles. They work good for me. Alright, in the top here, underneath, I've got, this is like the quickest access in the whole pack, maybe. Dude wipes, for obvious reasons, they're in the quick access. Then, let's see, what do I got up here? Oh yeah, this little pocket, which I don't have any in there right now, but there's a little pocket here. That's where I put calls or whatever. And then in this smaller pocket, I've got this quick access jacket. It's like rainproof. It's real thin, just if it gets a little chilly, starts drizzling, I can just pull this out real quick and throw it on. And then I got this pair of thin gloves. This pack has like multiple, this is what is this? Badlands MRK 6 pack. This is one of the biggest ones they have. I really like it. I don't really have any complaints. It's quiet. It doesn't squeak at all. It fits more than I could ever need. I mean, I could fit probably all that food, and that's probably 10 days at least worth of food. At least, but it'll stretch pretty far. I could probably fill that much area. But anyways, in here at the top, this is also kind of quick access, but I got more stuff. These are just some cheap Amazon pouches just to keep things organized. They're not super waterproof or anything. This one is like my food. So I got my spork in here. It's like a super long one. so it's good for those mountain house meals and oatmeal or whatever. This is my lighter. So last year I took a normal Bic lighter and it did not work at 11,000 some feet, so I had to borrow somebody else's lighter. But this one is electric, so it shouldn't run out of fluid because I can just recharge it, and it shouldn't. Oh, and it has a flashlight on it. It should be able to work at high elevations, because that was kind of disappointing. I bought 2 brand new Bic lighters last year, and neither of them worked up at 11,000 feet. So that really sucked. Luckily I wasn't by myself. I had matches, but who knows if those would work. This is a Stanley cup, and in there, this all fits my the fuel, and this little plastic cup. I usually cook oatmeal in these. Well, I cook it in this and then whatever, put the oatmeal in here, but just a little bowl, whatever, cup, whatever you want for it. And then this thing obviously for water for mountain houses, which all goes back in there quite nicely. To boil that water or cook whatever I'm cooking, I got this cheap little Ozark Trail thing, the stove, mini stove from Walmart. It's real nice, I think. Folds out in all kinds of different ways. You can adjust your fuel on there and whatever else, put cans on there. And it's a self-lighting one, so it creates a spark and you don't actually have to have a lighter, which would have been nice last year. And then it comes with one of these for your fuel canister, that way it doesn't flip over whenever you're on uneven ground or whatever, because that's kind of an issue if you don't have one of those. Sometimes it's hard to find a flat enough surface. Cooking a big tall thing of water and heavy and stuff. Then in this pouch, this is kind of like an everything pouch also. It's got a whole bunch of different stuff in here. So I got my main headlamp, which I know is big and heavy and bulky and has like the big battery on the back, but this thing will last forever and it's super bright and it's just great. And then I've also got this small one for a backup, just in case something crazy happens out of work or whatever. But it's just a cheap one, just a real little lightweight cheap one, just for a backup or whatever. And then I got this solar charger, just a normal one. I think I got it from Amazon, pretty cheap. And then charging cords and stuff for my Garmin, for my phone, whatever else will go in there. And then this is also my water filtration system. I should probably have more than this, but all I have is the Sawyer Squeeze, and this is the mini. I believe there's a bigger version, but this is a small one. It's pretty quick, but there's not much, can't put much water, unfiltered water in this. So you kind of have to do it multiple times, fill it up and filter multiple times to fill enough. And then I got the syringe and a couple zip ties for whatever reason, if I ever need zip ties. And then here, this is I don't know, first aid, hygiene, I guess, little pouch. It's not very big. But I got these, the Wisps. They're like, they have toothpaste on them. They're just real small. There's, I don't even know how many's in here. 24 of them in here. So, deodorant. I mean, it doesn't weigh much. I'm not a huge weight nerd. It's like whatever. Mana, take some ibuprofen, which I have a lot of in here. Ibuprofen, Band-Aids. I got this. This you rub on your feet and in case you get blisters, or it's friction block is what it's called. So you rub it on there and it basically helps you stay comfortable. Nighttime cold medicine, helps you sleep. A lens wipe for binoculars. I have a little multi-tool, has a pair of pliers on it, a couple knives, can openers, whatever else you need. Alcohol wipe, backache patch, and 3 things of wash towels, so you can scrub yourself a little bit if you need to, in case you get to really stinking. Because I know last year, even just a couple days, it don't take long up there, and you sweat and you stink bad, and you ain't gonna kill an elk if you're smelling that bad. I already showed you the clothes I'm wearing, and I showed you this thin jacket that I have quick access, but then this is also extra clothes I have in here. So I have these puffy, these are the First Light Uncompadre pants. I think they're pretty nice. They're super warm, they don't really weigh that much, and they can really pack down really small. And if you needed to, you can use them as a pillow. They're like a purpose pillow. I don't personally, but you could. Really nice pant. And then this is the Ambient jacket by Sitka. It's pretty warm, it's pretty lightweight. It's not a puffy, so it's not puffy warm, puffy lightweight, but I've already got a long sleeve, thin jacket plus this. I stay plenty warm in 30-degree weather, so it's real nice. Rain poncho. This is just an army like rain poncho just on Amazon, so I can put it and it'll fit over my pack, and if I want to I can also hold my bow underneath of it, and it'll cover my bino harness. So it'll basically keep every part of me dry, and it's way smaller than any rain jacket and rain pants if you really want to stay dry. And even then, your pack's still getting wet, your bow is still getting wet. This will keep everything dry, and it's really small, really lightweight. Now I think all I've got left is my sleep system. This is a pillow. I mean, this case isn't really made for it, but it can pack down a lot smaller than this. This is a pillow I use. I don't use an air pillow just because I just think they're uncomfortable. It's quite small, but it does the job I need to do. It's a My Pillow. I don't know, it's just a real small one, real cheap thing. But you can see it already filled out. I mean, it's already uncompressed, I guess, and it fits in this little pouch. So it's pretty good. My air mattress, which is kind of large, I guess, but it has a sloped head, so it's already kind of a pillow. But this is just a real cheap thing off of Amazon. Works perfect. This is a tent, 2-person tent. Cheap one, also cheap one just off of Amazon. I've always thought about going to 1-person just for the weight, because it would be like half of this and half the size. But I like being able to put my pack in, my shoes, my bow. I like being able to put everything inside of the tent at night, and whatever I don't take during the day to go hunt, if we leave our tent set up, I can leave it in there and I don't even have to move it out of the way or whatever. But yeah, that's the main thing, is just sleeping at night. I can leave everything in my tent to stay dry and out of the weather and out of the animals and whatever else. That's why I got a 2-person. It's alright. I think it needs some sealer on the seams. It's an Ido Gin Veradome 2-person, if you wanted to know. But yeah, it's just a cheap one. I think I'm gonna spray some of that seam sealer on there, because last year I think it leaked in a couple spots. It wasn't bad, but we got rained on pretty hard, and I didn't really get wet. Just the corners of my tent got wet a little bit on the inside. But I mean, the thing was like $30, so what can you expect? And then last but not least is my sleeping bag. If I can get it out of here. It's a big one. This sleeping bag is a Eureka sleeping bag. 0 degrees. It's a KC. KC is the name of it. But Eureka is the brand. 0 degree sleeping bag. It's pretty big. It takes up so much room in my pack. And it is, let's see, I think the weight is on here. 4 pounds 9 ounces. So kind of heavy. 0 degrees is warm for a September archery elk hunt. 0 degrees is very warm. I slept in I think I left my pants and my long sleeve shirt on. I didn't have no jacket on at all ever. But with that on and this sleeping bag, I sweated. I had to roll or unzip the side. So if you really don't want to get cold at night, this is a great sleeping bag. Eureka 0 degree, and this is old. This is pretty old. This was my grandpa's. So maybe the newer ones are lighter weight and smaller or whatever. I know you can get a 20 or 30 degree one that's real small, but it's worth the weight to me because I couldn't sleep if I was just sitting there shivering all night, but I can sleep if I'm comfortable, and I'm comfortable if I unzip it a little bit. It lets a little air in, not too much, just enough to keep you perfect, comfortable. But yeah, I love this sleeping bag, minus the fact that it's very large. Oh, without water and food, it's like 30 pounds. With water and let's say 5 days of food is about 40 pounds. So kind of heavy. It's about a pound of food a day, which is probably less than that. So 35 I think is what I had last year for like a 4 or 5 day hunt without going back to base camp. But this year I don't think we'll be going more than a couple days out in backcountry, which means I won't have to carry a sleeping bag or a tent or an air mattress. I'll just have to carry, food, water, extra clothes, whatever. But none of the other overnight stuff. And also, the other guy carries the game bags and whatever else, and he does most of the calling. That's why I don't have a bugle tube on here. And then knives. I forgot to put knives in here, which I won't forget after this video. But the knives also go either in this top pouch or in this everything pouch, I think is where I had them last time. Just a couple big knives, just in case we actually get something. Put them in there, and I think I got a couple of them just in case one doles out or something crazy happens, I don't know. Then for boots, I've got 2 different pairs that I got this summer, I guess. I got these this summer, or spring, whatever you want to call it. So I did a lot of hiking and shed hunting in them already. They're both broke in pretty well. These are Danner pronghorns. They're Gore-Tex waterproofing, so that should be pretty good. 8-inch. I think they're pretty comfortable, but they're just kind of hard on the front. They're pretty like a reinforced toe, I guess. I don't know, they're kind of solid. A lot of support, but almost too solid. Too much support for me. But I think they're great. So I'm going to bring both of them to try them and maybe experiment a little more. But, and then these are Lacrosse Ridgeback, which these are insulated. These are uninsulated, these Danners, but these Lacrosses have 400 gram insulation. Which, do I notice a difference? A little bit, actually. A little bit of a difference. But these are waterproof, not Gore-Tex. Which everything I've had that's waterproof never really is that waterproof at all. But I think these are a lot more comfortable. They're just a little softer. They're not this hard leather like this is. Of course this is broke in, but the heel and the toe is just super hard. I think. But this is not near as hard. A little more reinforcement, not as much as these. Decent amount of support. So we'll see. I think they're both great, both comfortable. I think the lacrosses might have been a little cheaper, but neither of these are super expensive. They're also not super cheap. But I don't know, they should do good. I've walked, I don't know, 10 or more miles in each of them, and I haven't gotten any blisters or nothing like that, so we should be good. Should be good to go with these. I'm just gonna bring them both just in case, you know. I just don't know which ones I like better. I think these, but I don't like the fact that they have insulation because it gets warm in September. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you learned something, and I hope everybody watching this can also have a successful elk hunt if they're going. But yeah, I'm not a professional by any means, not at all. But maybe this helped you decide something that you were trying to figure out, or just gave you a little knowledge, information, whatever. But I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully the next video I post on here is of somebody shooting an elk. You know, we'll see though. Wish us luck.
Another one. 5.